Hi guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. You can call me Adiayo. We all know that of recent, most of our major basketball leagues are currently on break, and we've been able to scrape out some tips. One way or the other, most of them are accurate. So actually we are limited to some games. We don't always have enough games to predict our basketball games on, and at least 2 or 3 tips per ticket in a day. Alright, so in this particular video, I'll be picking out just 3 games from Mexico League and also from USA WNBA League. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to give you guys the reason why I'll be picking most of these particular games. As you guys are seeing these particular clips, you can see that it only involves just 2 games because we don't have enough games or leagues to predict our basketball or to apply our strategy on. So most times I always focus on predicting my games on USA, WNBA, and the Mexico League because they are the only one that the bookmakers always kind of offer low odd line. Because sometimes when you do your analysis and the average point that you are looking into, the bookmakers may not be providing it. So that's why I'm going for this particular game. Alright, so now first I'll be looking into one of the Mexico games that we have today. So because this particular USA WNBA, I already predicted it and we have it in a particular slip already. The first game on this particular slip uh, has played. This one has played, but we have this one left, so I can't involve it in another ticket again. So I'm going to skip that. So we are going for this particular game under the Mexico LNBP. So this particular game, I'm going for 150, 155 or 156. And why am I going for this particular game? Actually, thank God the bookmakers are providing us a very low odd line for the game, because when I check the game, the first half time of this particular match, our teams, they average it 9.8 per total points in their first half, and uh, for this particular season alone, and in the second half time they average it 83.2 total points, and in total they average 173.0 in total points. But one thing that I always do is that I always focus more on the league average points. What I just make sure is that I always try to make sure that these particular 2 teams average points must be greater than the league average points. So this particular game, I actually supposed to go for over 156.5, but since we have the odd line that is below that particular average point, so I'm going for 155.5 at odd of 1.22 odd. Alright, now so let me just give you hints on the reason why I'm going for this particular game as over 155.5. If the team that you want to if the game that you want to predict your total point on, if there are 2 teams, if their average total point is always more than the league average point, they are good for predicting total points over. And most especially look into their halftime total points. If it is greater than the league average points, just pick out the smallest average point in their in the league average total points, just subtract little amount of numbers from it and predict your games. Now we have USA WNBA for tomorrow games, and out of this particular fixtures, I will only go for just one game. This particular game I won't go for it again, Las Vegas Aces, because they are yet to play one match. So let's skip that one. So the game that I'll be looking into is this particular game, C2 Storms against Indiana Fever. So this particular game I'll be going for it as maybe probably over 152 or 153 or 154. Yeah, so we have 153.5 at out of 1.52 odd. Actually, I'm not expecting the odd for this particular games, this particular match to be this big, because for 153.5 to have 1.52 odd is like a bonus to me. And I noticed that the smallest half-time average total point for this particular WNBA league happens to be 81.2, and if I'm able to get a team that that has that their half-time total point is always greater than the league average point, whatever league, even if it is on another team under this particular league, it is better for you guys to just go for over 152, 153, because if you guys look at this particular slips, you will notice are these: 154, 153, 153, and just like that. And that is actually the best odd line that you can go for. And most times this particular game can end up times like, if you add additional 10 points to it. For example, we have 153 here. If you add additional 10 points to it, we have 163. If you go for it, there is a high chance that this particular game will come out as over 163. But to be on the safe side, it is better to go with the lowest odd line and the exact uh, average total point that align with your analysis. Alright, now so moving on to the last prediction in this particular video, I'm going for this particular fixture. And don't forget, for Mexico League, the smallest halftime average total point happens to be 83.1. And for me, I always subtract from that smallest average point. I always subtract 5 from it, and by subtracting 5, I'm getting 78, and multiplying 78 by 2, I'm getting 156. Even though I'm getting 156, I can actually go for this particular game as over 157, but the bookmakers are providing 160 as the lowest odd line. Actually, I can risk this particular game with over 160.5, but the proper average total point that we're supposed to go for this particular game is around 156 or 157. But when you are using this particular strategy, even if you add, it is just that going for the exact average total point after the analysis is for safety. So now, if you add up to like 10 points to it, to that 160, there's high chance for this particular game to come out as over 170, because when I check the average total point of this particular two teams, they always average 180, and the league average total point is around 170. Like, common um common outcome of all these particular leagues is always around 170. All right, so with just 3 games, we were able to, wow, 1.4. Probably the, let me check, they must have suspended one of our game. Okay, 153.5. All right, so let's change this to 154.5. I thought of 1.55. And with just this particular 3 games, we should be able to accumulate 2 odd now. Alright, so with these particular 3 basketball games, we are able to accumulate 2.29 odds for these particular slips. So, alright, so if you have any question regarding to this particular strategy, please kindly drop your question in the comment section. Don't forget to like our video, subscribe to this channel if you are just joining us. And also, you can join our private circle group for this particular upcoming rollover plan. See you guys in the next video.